Hello everybody, I am Jedi Jack Penguin and welcome back to another LEGO DC Universe Superheroes review. So today we're going to be looking at number 6857, the Dynamic Duos Funhouse Escape. This set includes 380 pieces for the price of $39.99. Cannot believe that price for the time period looking at what we get now when it released on January 1st of 2012. Now, I believe I got this the same year 2012 for my birthday. This was a retailer exclusive, I think, to Toys R Us, if I'm not mistaken. Definitely one of the best sets of the wave just because you get Batman and Robin and so many of the villains, two of which just being exclusive to this set upon a release. It's just such a really great deal for the time. Looking at the box art, Batman at the top, DC Universe, which would eventually change to DC Comics and is now just Batman, I guess. Regular information off to the side, as well as your minifigures down at the bottom, noting that we do get a comic book in this set, which we'll take a quick peek at, and you get a lot of your play features with your characters interacting shown from the very back of the box, in addition to a quick advertisement for the next LEGO Batman game, which would introduce all of those DC superheroes and villains. Quick peek at the instructions back when they mimicked the front of the box, Win Kid from the back side, LEGO Club, advertisement for LEGO Batman 2, which I just recently finished playing through the story of that. Such a fun game. I really do miss these types of LEGO games. Piece count, 2 pages. Leading on to our play features, as you would also see from the back of the box. No advertisements in this. Where we would see our advertisements, however, is our comic, which across all of the DC and Marvel sets within their first few runs, we got these numbered comics. This is number 1 for DC Universe Superheroes. Quick advertisement for the website, which would have a comic builder. I remember playing around with that back in the day. And then back to the front, as I said, here's our advertisement featuring all the sets in this first January wave. I do own all of these, and I believe I have reviews up for all except for these two, both the Superman and then that one that I'm going to be doing sometime soon. I just reviewed the original one released back in 2006. Starting off with the Caped Crusader Batman. This version also came within the largest set in the wave, the Batcave, back in 2012. We get more of a dark blue color scheme mixing with the light gray as opposed to the light gray and black that we saw mostly back in the 2008 days. Batarang for the accessory. Printing from the front of the torso, which would also continue from the back side. You can flip up the cape to see that a little bit better. We also got a brand new facial expression for the time, which would have a calm face from the front, and then more of a happier look from the other side, a grin. That facial expression is still being used today. It is still a little concerning that LEGO hasn't done too many updates to Batman. This would also be one of the cheaper ways early on to get a Robin minifigure. You get a brand new torso print for the time period. Front and back there, continued with the belt. You get the classic Batman cape instead of the yellow that we saw back in the day, which is a bit of a shame considering how much that colored cape goes for on the aftermarket these days. Get a pair of handcuffs for the Joker or one of the other villains, and a double-sided facial expression, one with an unhappy look from the front and a scared look from the back side. And I do also have to point out the hairpiece, which I believe was brand new for the time period. Really cool hairpiece that we see on a lot of minifigures nowadays. On to our villains. First we have the Joker, who you would have been able to get within the Batwing battle set during the time. You get a brand new torso print and a brand new facial expression, which are both double-sided there to complete the outfit. You also get one accessory of this walkie-talkie, which I guess is to control some of the devices within our build. For the face, you get a nice smirk from the front side, and then an evil grin from the back. And we also have a new hairpiece being used compared to the one that we saw back in the day for the Joker. Remaining exclusive to this set till 2016's LEGO Dimensions pack, we have Harley Quinn, who includes brand new prints on the legs, leading up to the belt, up to the torso. You also get back torso printing, completing the look of this figure. Such a great figure in this set. Also really love the hat and just the printing and dual molding on that. It looks really, really great. You also get a double-sided facial expression, one with a smirk, and then another evil grin from the other side, just like the Joker. And then probably the highlight of this set, at least for me during the time period, was getting the Riddler, who was brand new and exclusive to this set. We get a brand new torso print and a brand new facial expression, both of which have remained exclusive to this set. The head and the hat piece also are being used on another build within our model. Another thing I do have to point out is that if you do want to go with that classic Riddler look, you can easily just remove the hat and put on the classic hairpiece as you would see back in the day for the Riddler within that 2006-2008 era of Batman, and it works. And that is one thing that I really love about this figure. But still, getting the hat with that printed question mark is such a great inclusion for this figure. And we also get back printing. Very typical thing for minifigures moving forward as of 2012. Really great to see how detailed these were for the time. Really hope that LEGO could do anything more for Batman in the future. Entering the Gotham amusement park, it looks like the Joker, Harley Quinn, and the Riddler have taken over the Funhouse with all sorts of references to their evil doing. But before we get into the Funhouse, we're gonna have to talk about our one vehicle included for our heroes, that being the Batcycle, which prominently features the Batman logo right here on this 1x2 tile piece that's stickered. Get a control area, a place to sit your minifigure. Do really like getting these pieces, these fins in that light gray color. And you can also see how the wheels are connected, which I just think is really interesting how they were able to put that all together and just the whole technic base of this thing. Really interesting build. Of course, we've seen Batcycles many times after this, but still a nice build nevertheless. And you get the wheels that allow it to move back and forth. One thing I really love about the Funhouse itself is how much room there is for your minifigures to interact, and just the references to the different villains that are included. It's just really interesting to see all three of these characters come together just for two people they hate a lot, Batman and Robin. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about is probably my favorite feature of this build, and that is the fact that you can waterboard Robin in this barrel, and it's just really funny that you can like lower Robin down into this barrel. And if you don't know what's inside this barrel, we have fish, and we also have these two translucent green cylinders, which I believe is supposed to represent laughing gas, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, again, the fish just might be a reference to the Penguin, even though he's not here. He might have a hand in this, who knows? But still, that's why Batman is here on the Batcycle, coming to rescue Robin from these characters, and hopefully he won't end up like that. There's a whole gear system back here that allows you to lift Robin back up into the air. This might also be that thing that the Joker has that little control thing for, or it might be that, well, that would be Harley Quinn. Moving right along, we have a set of stairs that bring us up to the next level. You might notice this cone piece, which if you pull it, it'll spring the trap, making your character fall down to the bottom level, so they'll have to go back up the stairs again and just jump the hole, I guess. The Riddler may be known for his riddles, but I mean, I guess it's nice of him to just know that there's danger ahead. I mean, he doesn't like Batman, I thought, so it confuses me, but still, seeing all those question marks makes me think the Riddler, and I'm happy to know that he's here trying to fight Batman. On to what Harley Quinn has to offer. We have this spot in the middle that can turn side to side, sort of wibble wobbly, make Robin fall off to the side, maybe get hit with the hammer here. Let's see if this works. There we go. But again, why is she saying watch out? doesn't she not want them to know that there's something here that can try and harm them? Back down to the bottom floor, I did want to say lots of studded rooms, something we don't see in sets very often nowadays, so I do appreciate it. You can see some of the sticker details just for like the side lights and such. And here's something that I think is really cool that is somewhat of a reference maybe to the original Lego Batman video game, where we just have that Riddler head. I know that there were those spots where if you were the Riddler you could go and enter a certain room or something. I don't really remember, but still I think that might be referenced here, and this is also where we get that head and hat piece again, which we also see on our minifigure. Highlighting the top once more, we just went over this spot, which has the little gear system that can lower this part, which you connect Robin in order to waterboard him or whatever. We get some green flags for the Joker, as well as a nice little Joker head, just showing that he's, I guess, the owner of this entire facility here. Very nice. And that brings us to what is probably my least favorite part of this set as far as just handling it, and also just because it makes it really hard to display this thing. We have the whole roller coaster ride, which I did remove it just so then I wasn't handling the roller coaster, because it is just loose and it could fall off very easily. You get this red, black, and white color scheme, sort of like a Harley Quinn color scheme for this, though I guess this is also just part of the Joker's whole thing anyways, just because at the very end, you'll notice that we have this sort of gateway with the Joker's face, 2 stickers, kind of hard to apply that to make it look nice, but you get the point. Another thing I do have to note about this is that the connection isn't really too strong, so these can easily just fall off if you're not too careful with it. But showing basically how this works, we're just going to put Robin in here because Batman I'm going to leave inside the Batcycle. You just push the cone piece, and he goes down the roller coaster and it stops at a point. Of course, if you have more track, it can make it more interesting. I don't know if you add more track, if it's strong enough to make it go the whole way. You'll definitely want to have this probably supported by something and make it go on another incline. But still, lots and lots of fun features in this particular set. So overall, for $40 back in the day, this is a better deal than anything you could get nowadays for $40. You don't just get Batman and the Joker, you get Robin, Harley Quinn, and the Riddler in this set as well. As far as the build goes, I think this is definitely a set that kids would enjoy just because of the sheer amount of play features in here and just all the different interactions that you can have with your characters, because you get both heroes and villains, and just I really do miss Lego DC. I think they could be doing so much better than they have been for the last 3-4 years. So yeah, that's all that I have to say for this video. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below, what your thoughts are on this set. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon so I upload a new video. So yeah, that's it for now, and I will see you next time. Bye!